There are a lot of things to talk about, a lot of big events happening this week. On Tuesday, we have the presidential elections coming up. Obviously, we are going to get a new president. Either it's going to be Trump or Harris. And a lot of people think that if Trump wins, it's going to be very favorable for the economy and for crypto. Mostly because of his prior term and also because of all the things he has said. Recently, within the last 6 months or so, all the policies and stuff that he has said he will implement. So a lot of crypto people are really excited about that. For me, I'm reserving my opinions. He said he did not like Bitcoin. He wanted nothing to do with it. He said that Bitcoin goes against the dollar. So now all the new things that he's been saying, he even released his own coin. And in all this, about making Bitcoin a strategic reserve and everything else that he has said recently, I feel like it was a response to what RFK Jr. was saying, and also is to get fundraising from Bitcoiners and to get the Bitcoiners to get their approval. I like to see him actually put these things in action if he is elected, right? So even though I know a lot of crypto guys want him to be elected because they think he's going to be really good for crypto, let's see if he actually stands by his words and if he gets elected. Is he going to actually do these things? The thought is, if the other side gets elected, it could be horrible for crypto. I'm not even so sure about that. I haven't really heard her say horrible things about crypto. I haven't heard her say any policies relating to crypto that would be good, but I haven't heard her say anything bad either. Just kind of neutral. What's your thoughts? Is it good or bad? I think it's going to be good regardless. If you look at the last 3 cycles, the halving events happen to be on the election year, the last 3 cycles. And every single time Bitcoin went up, it didn't matter if it was red or blue, Bitcoin went up regardless. The last time in 2020, guess what? Blue side, Bitcoin went up. The prior time before that, 2016, red side, Bitcoin went up. My thought, it does not matter. I do think macro conditions and policies and all those things do affect, because that's a big one. But Bitcoin is global, and Bitcoin is distributed and is decentralized, even though the US and Wall Street and all the money that we have here does affect Bitcoin. Doesn't control it, that's the thing. So we'll see. But Tuesday, it's going to be big. It's going to be big for the new president. And we'll see how Wall Street takes it. I think obviously tomorrow what Wall Street's going to do, but I think a lot of this is already baked in, all the gains that we have seen already baked in with a Trump win. So I don't know if anything is going to change after Tuesday, but unless something drastic happens. But I just know that Bitcoin is going to continue to push forward like it always has. And, beforehand, like prior cycles, you just kind of go by faith, because even though you had some fundamentals to back it up, you could see the network is getting stronger. BlackRock has now accumulated over 430,000 Bitcoin in their ETF, fastest growing ETF in history, tens of billions of dollars in their ETF, and then that's just one entity. That's a lot of Bitcoin being removed from circulation. But not just these funds, but obviously institutions are buying these funds. This is the first time in history where you actually have institutions buying Bitcoin or buying ETFs, and the ETFs are actually buying Bitcoin. So that's fact number 1. You didn't have this in any previous cycle. Fact number 2 is if you look at the Bitcoin reserves on the exchanges, this is the first time in any cycle where the reserves are actually going down. All previous cycles before, you could actually see the reserves were going upwards. This is the only one where it's going down, and it's probably because of the ETFs. These are facts, and we know that Bitcoin is scarce. We know there's a set supply. We know with every inflation, cut the halving event every 4 years. There are reasons why Bitcoin keeps getting more valuable. It's really that simple. So that's why every halving of Bitcoin is much more valuable than that was the prior halving event. That's why every top Bitcoin is much more valuable and every bottom Bitcoin is much more valuable. The average price of Bitcoin is much higher every cycle. It's really that simple. So it's the easy concept to understand. So now we're not just going by faith anymore. We're backed by facts. We have the elections. Let's see what happens. I think it's kind of baked in that Trump is going to win, whether or not he follows through with all his bullish sentiment about Bitcoin and crypto. Let's hope he does follow through, and if he does, fantastic, and he makes America the Bitcoin capital of the world. That's fantastic. Let's hope that happens. We also have another FOMC meeting, and that's on Thursday. I don't expect anything big to come out of it other than another rate cut. But we'll take it. We had the very first one happen. In a long time, it was a drastic 50 basis point one. This one is priced in 25 basis point. We'll probably do something drastic and do 50 basis point, probably not 25 basis point. Yeah. We have the next one that's coming up in December. Will the market react positively? Probably, especially if he says something dovish, but based on the numbers, it's likely. Well, we'll do another cut in December, bringing us to a full percentage point down for the year, and then they will reassess in 2025. Let's see something like that. Again, we have two major events this week, elections and the FOMC. We didn't break into a new high. It was exciting. We almost did. Very, very close, but we didn't have a lot of volatility. It came down. We're just a few thousand points away. Bitcoin is sitting right around 70,000. This is not time to be bearish, although the alt are getting decimated. I know that. I think a lot of people are capitulating alts. A lot of people are switching all into Bitcoin right now. It's got me thinking about it too. I just keep checking my portfolio. It's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Bitcoin just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger. I owned a full Bitcoin in March 2017 for $1,100. I eventually sold too soon. There are times where I'm like, what am I doing? I had a six-figure portfolio. Then I bought some NFTs and also had close to 50 different coins and didn't want to sell. You got to have a good amount of Bitcoin in your portfolio, at least 50%. If you don't, you'll be hurting, even at 50%. Like right now, Bitcoin Dominus continues to go up. I don't know where it's going. What if Bitcoin hits 100,000 by the end of this year? Regardless, before 2026, I plan on selling most of my crypto and only holding maybe 5 coins: XRP, Quant, Jasmy,